I told you, you don't belong here anymore. That's what she said to me the second I opened that old rusty gate to my grandpa's land. 10 years, 10 whole years stuck in hospital rooms, holding my mom's hand through all the treatments and bad days until she passed. I come back with a deed in one hand and a ton of sadness in the other, and now this HOA president is trying to wipe out everything my grandpa built. Then this fake cop shows up, waving some phony court paper like I'm just a squatter. I wish I was making this up, but what happened next felt like I walked into some crazy neighborhood fight from a TV show. Tell me in the comments if you've ever had to fight for something that was already yours. I bet some of you have. I drive my beat-up truck down the quiet streets of the neighborhood, past all the perfect lawns and big maple trees. The gravel crunching under the tires brings back kid memories right away. I pull up to that corner lot where Grandpa's small house sits, with its old wood sides and those concrete markers he put in the ground like old landmarks. I spent 10 years in the city taking care of Mom while she was sick. Now I'm back to check on the land he left me. The fall air is sharp, mixed with the smell of some plastic sign and wood smoke. His oak trees are still standing tall like guards, branches reaching out like they remember me. But that warning sign, it hurts more than the cold wind. Things look a little smaller than I thought, except for this new anger building up inside. Orange construction tape is stretched across the driveway like police tape, clashing with the family wood. A shiny sign says disputed property line, waiting for decision in that official-looking font. I never argued with anyone about the lines. Out comes Melina Pierce from her big house next door, her high heels clicking on the brick path. That building is on community easement land. You can't just come back after leaving for years. I pull out my phone, the screen's still scratched from old days, and open the deed PDF with the county stamp clear as day. See this? It shows the exact lines. No easement mentioned. I worked for the county for years. I know what real property papers look like. Those concrete posts Grandpa set 30 years ago stand there like witnesses. Rough but with numbers still easy to read. I remember helping him mix the concrete as a kid. My small hands trying to smooth the edges while he checked his measurements twice. That's how he was. Measure twice, cut once. A real straight shooter. Then this guy in a Navy-style uniform walks up. His company badge shining in the sun, radio crackling on his shoulder like it's official. Ma'am, I have a court order to clear the disputed area for now. He hands me a paper with Mitchell & Associates letterhead in gold. It feels fancy and heavy, like it's real. But something feels off from my old job days. Real legal papers look different. He holds out a clipboard with a temporary agreement form. Just sign that you'll stay away while the lawyers fix this. It's normal for boundary problems. My hand shakes over the pen. 10 years of being worn out from caring for Mom, all those medical bills, and just wanting to avoid more trouble almost gets me. Maybe it's easier to sign and leave, but I hear Grandpa's voice in my head. Measure twice, cut once, Jordan, and always check the details. So I read it closer. And there's this part. It's not just staying away, it's giving up all future rights to the land and admitting to the easement. Wait, no, where this is signing away everything for good. The guy, Derek Holt, shifts his feet. The lady hired our security company to handle court stuff in disputes. This is standard. I look at him closer. He's not real police, just private security. Which court? What's the case number? That letterhead isn't a real order. Melina's voice gets louder. The easement has been there for years. Your grandpa built over it without permission. We're taking back what's for the community. That's funny because she only moved here 5 years ago. How does she know about years ago? I turn on my phone, camera live stream starts right up. Okay, going live to show what's happening. The sun's perfect for this. I open my survey map with GPS points and zoom in. This matches the 2003 county record exactly, no easement anywhere. I point to the concrete markers. These have been here 30 years, set by the official survey. Derek touches his radio, but there's just soft static. Let's keep it calm. Melina crosses her arms. We have the right to take back community land. This has gone on too long. I check the paper again. No court seal, no case number, no judge's signature. It looks wrong, like a fake. The moment feels heavy, with the oaks rustling in the breeze like they're telling old stories about fights and neighborhood drama. Derek steps closer with the clipboard, his voice firmer. Signing makes it easy for everyone. The papers are filed with the right people, but he won't say who. That's when it hits me. Courts issue orders. They don't get filed. He's trying to sound official, but it's all mixed up. This whole thing feels like a bad fake job dressed up nice. I look at the posts again, remembering Grandpa's lessons on being careful and standing firm. What do you do when the so-called experts don't add up? Morning sun comes through Grandpa's kitchen window as I look over the paper Derek left. The nice letterhead doesn't hide the missing parts, no seals or signatures. Real orders come from judges, not law officers, I say to myself. Laying it out on his old kitchen table with coffee stains and scratches from his own old fights. It looks like some problems never go away. I email Mitchell & Associates using the address from the top. A reply comes quick from their assistant. That client's file is closed. I call my friend Rebecca. Are there any legal payments in the HOA budget? There's a pause in typing. Sorry, we sent a stop letter last week. We don't represent them anymore. Interesting. I take a screenshot and send it to her. The lawyers say they're not involved with the HOA, so either Derek doesn't know, or someone is making fake papers behind the scenes. Derek comes back, looking nervous. The boss said this was normal for land fights. He shows a tablet with something that looks like a work report, not a court paper. What court sends orders without numbers? I say with a small smile. Real ones have stamps from judges, not copies. You'd think a pro would look it up. His radio crackles. The person is questioning the papers. Stay put. He talks back quiet. Control, are we good on the legal side? He's starting to doubt it. With all the eyes on her, Melina pushes her community good talk harder. One person's greed hurts us all. Old rights matter more than paper rules. But the money proof on the screen takes away her power. Deputy Mark calls for help. Need county land check and maybe a look into fake papers. Real police action makes it more than a neighbor problem, maybe a crime. The centers, posters, bulletin boards with event flyers. Kids' drawings make it feel normal, but the talk is about ownership and money trust. Coffee brews in the kitchen, smelling homey while people deal with big questions. Rebecca starts emergency board rules to stop one person spending. Right now, no single board member can spend over regular fixes without full board yes. People call for a full money check and all details on legal costs. We want every receipt, contract, payment, okay. One homeowner says strong. Derek asks to end his contract right away to stay out of bad stuff. I can't work with fake papers. My license and name are at risk. The feeling in the room goes from confused to ready to fix things, as people see they've been paying for wrong actions. Deputy Mark gets a radio call. His face changes as he listens. We have new info that needs quick look. The center goes silent, waiting. I watch Melina lose color as her story falls apart in front of everyone. When your neighbors turn on you, who do you have left? Melina fights back on the neighborhood Facebook group at 5 a.m., when most people are half asleep scrolling. She uses emotional tricks with edited photos, making Grandpa's shed look like it blocks emergency paths. The pictures are taken from bad angles to make it bigger. Land fight puts safety at risk. Selfish owner versus community. The online fight jumps from real life to crazy internet arguments where feelings beat facts. Posting early like that is smart in a sneaky way, catching people before coffee when they're not thinking straight. It's like mind games with filters and tricks. I'm thinking she should have been a movie director with how good she sets up the drama. By 7 a.m., I'm live on my phone from the kitchen. County papers spread out on the table. Here's what real land docs look like. I say to the camera, sharing my tablet screen. Comments come fast. Fake papers caught. HOA gone too far. Land rights first. Someone films Derek in his gear holding the fake order outside the center. The video spreads on local social media with tags like #FakeBadge and #HOA drama going big in hours. Why is a security guy acting like a judge? One says. Another tags the county office. Is pretending to be police okay here? Even funny fake accounts start. It's like our neighbor problem turned into a show, but with angry faces instead of TV ratings. By evening, I get messages from people sharing old HOA bad stories and hidden threats. Local news grabs it, turning our street fight into a bigger story. Derek's company gets tons of calls about checking clients. I almost feel sorry for him almost. How fast a small fight can blow up online shows how quick these things get out of hand. The comments show splits in the neighborhood by age and ideas. Older people who like group filled by Melina's talk about old ways and togetherness. Young folks don't care about neighborhood rules, one says. Landlines matter less than getting along. Sometimes I wonder if they think being nice only goes one way. Younger people want real proof and right ways. If show the real court papers or stop bothering. Rebecca shares the HOA money details openly. Here's where your fees went and who said yes to each. The age split shows bigger fights about rules, papers, and one person versus group rights. A tech-smart neighbor looks up Melina's old photos that show community use. Turns out they're stock pictures from house selling sites. She used fake setup photos to pretend it's old use. I tell the live stream, and the chat goes wild. That kills her trust with people who started on her side. Trust is everything. I bet she just searched for happy neighborhood pics and thought no one would spot the marks. Like serving fast food but leaving the bag on. Deputy Mark's updates get more serious. County says no easements on the land. Lines match the deed. No court cases on boundaries. His real police words make my side stronger and her fake action look bad, with the online shame and boss questions. Derek ends his deal right away. I can't do work for claims without papers, he posts publicly. People share his words a lot. Seeing him go from problem to good guy shows how fast opinions change when truth comes out. It's like getting cleared in a trial, but the court is comments, and the jury is phone users. Local groups for land rights share our story, making HOA problems known in the area. Security talks online talk about better client checks after Derek's mess. HOA watch pages use our case to show how one leader can go too far without checks. My phone records it all. Viral videos, Fake photo busts, Derek's pullout, more people backing real rules. The online proof makes a strong record with the real papers. The talks show deeper neighborhood problems about one person's rights versus group power. Some complain about HOA rules on house changes, yards, parking. Comment spots turn into fights between people who never talked in person about how the place is run and owning your own spot. It's like finding out you've been under a bossy group pretending to help. Others worry fighting leaders could hurt home prices and getting along. The calm fall neighborhood feels odd with our hot online war. Kids play outside while parents argue on apps about land and group rights. Normal life goes on while the internet makes our local mess a show for others. Rebecca's open money lists make people rethink HOA spending. If secret security can happen, what else is hidden? The check spreads to all group running. Even people who stayed out now think about how the rules work. Being open isn't a choice anymore. As I see our fight go viral, I get how fast neighbor stuff can spread online. The way computers push fights makes it grow bigger than we planned. Ever think how quick your block argument could hit the world? My phone buzzes at 11:47 p.m. with a motion alert from the camera I put up after Derek's first visit. It's by Grandpa's shed, but this isn't another sign or check. The video shows someone with a flashlight trying to break the lock. This goes from land talk to real crime. I grab my phone and keys, drive the short way from my motel to the land. The person isn't moving markers or painting. They're breaking in to put stuff inside. Old playground gear, garden tools, faded signs saying neighborhood common area. It's like a bad family crime group using store-bought tricks and kid-level plans. They're faking proof for Melina's old youth story. I get there during the break-in and see a guy in his 20s putting things in. When our lights cross, I see he looks like Melina's son. Mom said you took community stuff. I'm putting it back where it belongs. His voice has that fire from being raised on old fights. This is breaking in, not helping the neighborhood, I say while filming on my phone. That's when family stuff comes out. Mom's been fighting land problems her whole life. She lost a boundary fight to your grandpa 30 years ago. Suddenly it clicks. This isn't about the group or easement. It's old revenge dressed as neighborhood help. Derek shows up after I call him. We kept in touch after he quit. Finding out his old boss set up a crime shocks him. I signed up for protection, not crimes. He calls Deputy Mark right away. I need to report my old client for illegal stuff. This is way past fake papers. Seeing Derek get how he was used makes me think how many get pulled into old hates without knowing, like joining a fight you didn't start over land you don't know. The camera catches the break-in, planting and family admit in clear video. The stuff has fingerprints, store receipts placed to look like old storage. The son's words give the reason for the whole fake plan with papers and security. Derek helping add strong witness from someone who was in it at first. Melina arrives to see her son caught me filming. Derek with police. Her community story falls to family mess. We're getting back what was ours. Her breakdown shows 30 years of holding a grudge over land and status. I think she's kept this anger longer than some marriages, which explains why she thought crime made sense. Deputy Mark gets there fast, taking photos and collecting proof. Breaking into plant fake evidence is a big felony. The planted items prove crime, not old rights. Rebecca comes with printouts of more wrong HOA spending. Payment to Derek was called emergency fix. Legal fees called paperwork. The board never okayed it. Her money check shows a big pattern of lies beyond small mistakes, like finding your bookkeeper is making up stories with real money and fake power. Other board people, woken by calls about the crime, show up asking questions. Emergency meeting starts. President did things alone on money, legal, and now crime. The number 2 says official. Talking about removing Melina is coming because of the crime jump. The quiet night makes every sound big. Radio talk, camera clicks, upset words. Streetlights make shadows. Normal sleep broken by police. The peaceful houses versus crime scene shows how land talks can turn bad. Standing there at night watching cops work over a shed. I wonder if this is what Grandpa pictured when he taught me to stand up. Probably not the crime part, but yes, to not giving in. Deputy Mark explains the charges. Breaking into plant proof is felony lying in this area. Land fights are for court, but crime to back lies is serious. The son's crime for his mum shows how family hates hurt the whole block over time. Land fights become family pride when lines mean respect. Derek's full help with police shows how pros can get tricked into bad plans when bosses lie. As Mark works the scene, he gets a text about tomorrow. Family secrets hurt the most. Ever had a fight that lasted years? I watched the police lights on Grandpa's trees, thinking how fast neighbor stuff can turn to crime. Sometimes the bad doesn't just fall from the tree, it rolls far and gets faster until it hits someone else's yard. Family secrets hurt the most. The county courthouse is busy that morning as cases from our land fight happen at once. I bring boxes of organized papers, feeling like Grandpa would be proud of how I kept track. The judge runs the land hearing from her high bench, with arguments about lines and fake easements. The court feel is formal, different from our messy online fights. Ownership is clear from county papers, survey checks, and the posts set by law. Judge Williams says after looking at my deed and markers, Melena's old use claims get torn apart. Group use doesn't make legal easements without papers and filing. Watching her wrong ideas fall under real law is kind of good, like someone saying the world is flat in front of experts. Down the hall, Melena's son faces charges for the break-in tied to planting proof. The video and placement show clear lying to help the land claim. This is making up evidence on purpose for the fight. The lawyer says to the court, the crime case shows the real reason. Old hate, not group good. I think she thought she was smart, but it was just throwing things around in a side room. The HOA board handles Melena's alone actions. Rebecca shows the money wrongs while others look at leader limits. No board okay for legal work, security hire or fee use, Rebecca says clear. The meeting focuses on bad leading and breaking trust more than the land. Derek is a witness in both land and crime cases, and the judge notes his good choice when he saw the lies. The security guy was lied to about papers and power. Judge Williams says that clears him from blame for wrong work. Derek's license group later praises him for doing right when he found the fraud. Seeing him go from worry to helper makes me think how many get stuck in plans they didn't choose. Sometimes the clothes don't make the person, but the person can fix the clothes. Grandpa's old land measurer, now old but sharp, tells about the posts from 30 years ago. They were done right and filed with the county. A handwriting expert says Melena faked old papers to make up easements. The signatures don't match real old records. Money experts find she took HOA fees for her own old land fights. The money story is like a lesson in bad counting. If you wanted to show how not to run group money, this is it. Local news covers it with stories warning about HOA leaders going too far, using our case to show why checks are needed. Land rights groups call our story a win for owning against too much group power. Derek's company gets good words in work magazines after they add better client checks. The land court uses county maps and titles. Crime court uses video and bad intent. HOA meeting uses leader rules and money control. Each needs different proof, leading to a full fix across the board. My side wins with careful papers and strong witnesses. All the work pays off like Grandpa said it would. In court, I almost hear him. Take it slow, Jordan. Truth comes when it's ready. Derek's change from helper to good pro gets noted in all parts. Rebecca's way with HOA money sets a new way for open running. The meeting ends with Melena out of her job and new spending rules. No one can spend big without group. Yes, people who liked her group first. Now see how her old hate messed her up. Land court says the property is mine and throws out her easement story. Crime court goes ahead with charges for the break-in and fake proof. HOA meeting sets right running and ways to stop problems. Derek's company adds forever rules and gets praised for better ways. Mitchell and Associates quitting early keeps them safe from the fake paper. Blame. Melena has to pay back the HOA $4,200 for wrong spending, taking group money, and her crime lawyer costs. The payback shows big ideas about good leading, being open, and checking power. Neighbors who started with her now get why real law and proof matter. The online fights turn to better talks about group needs and one person's rights. I think this mess was like a shot for the neighborhood against too much HOA control. Hurts at first, but maybe keeps us safe later. As cases end, Judge Williams says clear. This shows why we need real papers, open running, and sticking to law. Old hates can't beat rights done right. Her last decision not only fixes our fight but sets a way for others like it. Groups must stay in their rules and not go over. The gavel sound ends the hearings, like saying it's done on land, power, and being responsible. Lawyer James Mitchell shows up quick to say his group quit only because the client wasn't honest. The court feels less like a war now, more like a class where we all learned hard lessons about power versus being bossy. Justice takes time. Judge Williams gives the full decision on our land fight. Ownership clear from county papers, pro-checks, and posts set by law. HOA went over its power with no okay spending and weak land claims. Fake papers and planting proof break civil and crime law. The end brings close after months of worry and block fights. And yeah, it's nice seeing justice work right, like a dance where everyone finally steps together without stepping on toes. Melena gets hit with fixes. Payback $4,200 for wrong HOA money, 40 hours helping the community for messing with proof, and no HOA board jobs for 5 years. Her son gets watched by court for the break-in, with ours learning about land rights and law. The landlines get official county okay and new marks to stop future fights. I think the help hours will show them what community really means, not their mixed-up version. No charges for Derek because of the boss lie defense. His license check ends with praise for doing right when he saw the lies. Derek's company adds new client checks and gets work praise for good standards. Good people land in bad spots. Key is fixing it when you see the truth. He says. Rebecca gets picked as new HOA leader with open money handling and board checks. New rules need full board, yes, for legal stuff, hires, and big spends. Monthly money reports go to all people, stopping the secret spending that let Melena do wrong. Group running works best with open and responsible ways. Rebecca says at her first meeting. Standing by Grandpa's fixed posts, I feel the heavy weight from 10 years of quiet hard work and watching out liftoff. All those no-sleep nights, calls, hospital walks, they got paid back today. And the posts Grandpa said so careful now have county okay on being right and legal. Sometimes I wonder if he knew this day was coming. Why he taught me to keep every paper, measured twice, cut once. Maybe he was getting me ready for the fight he'd leave me. With neighbors who once backed Melina but now get why rules matter. We clean fake paint off the shed to show Grandpa's old year marks. Scraping off the lies brings back the real story under. Truth doesn't go away just because someone tries to cover it. Driving the post back in its spot, the dirt hit feels like a judge's hammer saying it's settled. Not just legal, but for the family over the whole land. Neighbors help fix the posts to how they were. Their free work changes fight to team. Putting flowers where Melina moved things. The spots of lies turn to pretty. Working together shows how blocks can fix when facts lead, not hates. HOA. Power has real limits that keep one person's rights safe now. Everyone gets that. Funny how something basic needed a court to make it clear. But some lessons only stick with real results. Board checks stop leader over dough. People agree after seeing wrong spending hurts. Legal papers matter more than feelings. Even Melina's old fans say so. Always check court papers with the real court. I tell people in the same spot. Board moves need board yes, not just one leader. Security companies should check client power before helping. Landlines are legal facts, not group ideas or likes. People who started with group over one now see how right law keeps everyone safe. The online fights turn to good block talks about group needs and one rights. I think this was like grown-up school for people who missed how not to be a bully in the suburbs. Home prices stay safe with right running and open money. State and country HOA groups use our case for new rules on how groups run. 10 years caring for family taught me sticking with it quiet. The heavy job of keeping loved ones safe. But coming home taught me when sticking turns to fighting for right. Land rights matter. Because they keep family stories in safe spots for kids. The full neighborhood goes back to normal with the problem gone. Kids play safe in yards while parents talk everyday stuff, not land fights. Grandpa's big oaks stand quiet over the fixed lines. Their leaves rustle like an old clock, counting not just seasons but fixing trust and feeling at home. Your land rights are safe by law, not group feels or block politics. Real power comes with real papers and right steps. Truth wins if you take time to show facts one by one. As the sun sets through Grandpa's oaks, I sit on the fixed land with clear lines and better neighbor ties. The old wood sign is still there. Respect starts at your own door. Land calm and group good go together with clear law and getting each other. The shed is locked tight, Grandpa's tools inside, ready for new jobs on strong bases of respect and right ways. I take out the deed one last time, touching the raised county stamp that started all this. The paper that almost got lost under fakes and lies now sits safe in its holder, ready to give to the next ones. With the lessons on fighting for what's yours. Lawyer James Mitchell later says his group quitting for right reasons kept them out of trouble. Land calm and group good go together with clear law and getting each other. And standing here I finally get it. What started as a quiet trip home became a lesson in family stories, tough times, and what happens when others try to change your truth. Maybe the big lesson is peace isn't just no fight. It's picking facts over worry, real over loud. If you fought for what shouldn't have been questioned, share your story below. I want to hear. And if this hit home, hit that thanks button to help the channel. I'm getting better each week, so leave a nice word if I did okay. Until next time, keep your lines straight and your papers close. Thanks for watching QA Stories. Share with a friend who likes a good surprise ending.